What's up, guys? It's Priets coming back to you with a brand new episode of Binding of Isaac. Today we are back with the Eating streak, going for win number 91 in a row. So without further ado, let's get right into today's episode, today's video. I don't know if I should call it videos, episodes. I don't know. It's all wacky. But yeah, we are going to be playing some Eden, you know, the usual, on hard mode. So let's get started. And thank you guys for all the comments. Oh my gosh, start with Monsters Along. And we got Berserk. Thank you guys for all the comments on yesterday's Eden streak. It was really nice. I mean, it's nice to have some sort of just outlet whenever I can just talk about, you know, what I'm thinking with it, like what's going on in life. Because life is stressful for everybody. It's stressful for all of us. Nobody exactly knows what they're doing, where they're going in life, unless you're really got your life all planned out. And come on, game. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. Berserk is not that bad. It's actually really good, but it's kind of lame because I would rather just, you know, use Monsters Long. But we do get Halostasis, which is pretty, actually, or Toxic Breath, which is actually really good with Monsters Long. With any sort of charge attack with something that, with Dead Tooth is really good just because you get a little bit of protection that you can use to kill enemies and you maybe just not die, which is always nice. But yeah, yesterday was just a nice vent episode. Not vent, I don't even know. I kind of just talked about a bunch of random stuff, and somebody was saying that it is like very risky to try to switch games or to add content because lots of people who play Binding of Isaac only want to are here for Binding of Isaac, and I understand that. I do think there's a lot of people who don't really like seeing channels try to branch out. Not that they don't like seeing channels branch out, but less they came to the channel for a certain reason. They don't like whenever the channel stops exactly focusing on what they like. So if I were to just stop playing Binding of Isaac, I'd probably lose. I mean, most of the people who watch me, because I mean, most people watch me for my daily Isaac content, which I don't blame people for not watching me if I stopped making Isaac videos. But I'm not going to do that. You guys don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's really nice. It was really nice to see all the comments talking about how everybody was. You guys are very supportive. It's nice to be able to create this content and, you know, just have some sort of have a community that I could that I can talk to. It's nice seeing that other people share my similar woes about life, and we're all here together. I mean, we're all going through life. We're all gonna get through it. Life is hard sometimes, but that's just life. Life is a hard game. It's not supposed to be easy. So we're going to get through it, all of us together, as one. But yeah, I do plan on, I mean, I meant to stream this weekend. I talked about that yesterday. I don't know. It's been a really just weird period of time. I've just been feeling like really, really not so good. I've not been feeling too good for a long time now. Probably since, I mean, if you guys go back and watch, I forgot what stream it was exactly. But pretty much the last stream I did of August before I went to Minnesota with my friend JP. Actually, I don't even remember when it was. The one time I was playing Hollow Knight on stream, and then I just stopped stream. I ended stream and left. That day, I just broke down. I just couldn't do anything. I just felt so down, and that's just kind of it. It's been like this for a long while. There were some complications in August that caused me to, you know, have not the best mental health time of my life. I was going through some stuff. What I was going through is what basically was happening was, so I've generalized anxiety or anxiety disorder. Also, I'm just gonna take this. I have like real bad anxiety and I have pretty bad depression. I mean, most people, it's one of those things that doesn't really matter. People don't need to know that kind of stuff about me. Like, it's not something that I want to bring into my whole content creation, you know, world, because, you know, it's nice when people are able to come here and, you know, watch me play the game, and all of us can have a good time together. It's not fun bringing in, like, outside woes as much. And so that's why, like, I don't really talk about it too much. I don't think I've really... Have I talked about it before? I don't know. I don't think I've really talked about it before. Just because, I mean, there wasn't really ever a reason to. But that's kind of, like... In August, it was getting real bad just because I got really stressed out. I was going through, like, it was just because I knew school was starting. I was starting to, you know, views on YouTube were kind of weird. I was going on a vacation, which meant I had a week off of YouTube, which was scary to me because it was my first time that I wasn't, like, making content daily and able to focus on making content. there's just a lot going on. I also was having issues with my prescriptions, and so I pretty much had a 2-week period where I didn't have any of my prescriptions, which you don't always need medication. Medication is very helpful, but it's not something that you want to rely on too much unless you kind of do need it. And also, if you're ever taking SSRIs, serotonin intake, something like that. SSRIs are like antidepressants and I think anti-anxiety medications. Those things are habit forming. Not habit forming exactly. I don't know what the right word is. Can we get good pills, please? Nope, we can't. But SSRIs are... What am I trying to say? You get your body gets addicted to them. So it's this weird thing where they're not addicting, because addicting is something that happens with chemicals in your brain. What happens is your body gets addicted to it, kind of. And so whenever you stop taking SSRIs, all of a sudden you actually go through withdrawal. But it's weird. It's not the same withdrawal that people who do, like, who are on drugs and people who like nicotine, people who stop smoking. It's not that kind of withdrawal. It's a much different withdrawal because, as I said, it's something that your body gets addicted to, not your brain exactly. And so I was going through this really weird period of time where my body was not feeling too good. I just felt really uneasy. I was really stressed out. And so, yeah, it's just been that like weird period of time right now, especially with school. It's just, I don't handle stress that well. I handle stress very poorly, but I do my best. And so that's why I've kind of been just like slowing my roll. I've been trying to make sure that I'm not stressing myself out. I've realized that if I need time off, I need to take time off. If I need to sleep and not make videos, I need to sleep and not make videos. If I need to just, sit back and relax for a second and just, take a breather, I got to do what's going to be best for me. And I know you guys all understand that. You guys aren't going to be like, no, don't take breathers. Don't sleep. No, I understand that. And right now it is 2:48 a.m. And you might be like, Priets, you shouldn't be doing this that late. You're supposed to be sleeping. Okay, real quick, just side note. We have the ultimate, close range combo right now. If anybody tries to get close to us, they can't. But the reason why I'm recording this right now at 2 whatever it is a.m. is not because I was procrastinating and now it's super late. It's actually because I went to sleep at like 6:30, not on accident. I was trying to just take a nap before dinner, and then my parents decided they didn't want to wake me up, which I'm happy they didn't. And so then I woke up about 1, so I was sleeping for I slept for like 7 hours. Actually, no, I slept for maybe my timeline. I think it was actually for like 7:30 to 1. So I slept for a decent amount of time. I slept for about 6 hours. So I'm feeling like I'm still tired right now, but like normal tired. I'm not like excessively tired. Pretty much after I record this video, I'm going to upload it, then go back to sleep for the night. Because, I'm trying to get regular sleep. I've actually been getting, I got decent sleep last night. But, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Don't worry that I'm up late. Pretty much, what happens if I wake up during the night? I can't go back to sleep. Can't go back to sleep for a while. So if I try to go to bed early, so say I've been going to bed at, like 12 p.m. every night, and I try to go to bed at 7 p.m. What's going to happen is I usually wake up about 2 a.m. and I'm not tired until a couple hours later. So I'm just kind of sitting there in bed, just, trying to sleep and not being able to sleep. But if you ever have issues like that, where you need to go to sleep, but you can't go to sleep, what you got to do is, 1, not stress out that you can't go to sleep, because you're not going to go to sleep if you're stressed out. But 2, get up and do something real quick. Just go do something. Get up for about 30 minutes. If you have some homework that you need to do some homework. If you don't have any work to do, watch some YouTube videos, watch some Netflix, watch a couple episodes of something, and maybe get tea, get something that will let you relax, drink some water. Just try to relax. Don't stress out too much, and try to go to sleep a little bit later. But if you're unable to go to sleep, don't try to force yourself to sleep too hard, because whenever I've tried to do that, it's always just stressed me out. And so it is important to try to get as much sleep as possible, but at a certain point, if you can't go to sleep, don't let it stress you out. But yeah, That's what I gotta say about sleep. Okay, why am I being stupid right now? Okay, I can just get really close to enemies and I'll be fine. But yeah, I need to stop saying but yeah. I was really good at not saying but yeah for a long period of time, but now I'm off the track of not saying but yeah. Oh, gross. I hate these guys. Why am I not using this? What the heck? I'm a failure right now. I'm trying to think of what you can say except for other than but yeah. But yeah. What's another transition? Similarly to what I was just talking about. Oh man, it's just a super awkward transition. Things are going better. You know, I'm still feeling like a little bit down every once in a while. I'm still not feeling the best. But that's just that's one thing that that kind of just sucks. Some people were talking like some people were saying that they also just have been feeling tired lately, and you know, have not been feeling the best lately. One big factor about not feeling good, especially around this time, also super tinted rock, is seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is a huge thing because the weather starts getting cold. You know, cold is always something it feels a little bit more dreary. The days are shorter. You're not getting as much vitamin D, which vitamin D is important. There's a lot of things about this time change that just affect your body, and so it's not unusual to feel extra down, especially during the change from, you know, summer to winter or summer to fall, any of those changes. But it's just that time right now, and so I know that right now, especially because it's the start of school, there's stress, there's everything. Everybody's just gonna be stressed out, and you gotta realize that everybody else is feeling the same way that you do. Lots of people share the same feeling, and I'm not trying to like say that to undermine anybody's feelings or undermine my own feelings, but it's one thing that's just very, that can be very volatile to get into the mind space that what you're feeling is something that nobody can compare to, and that is like the end of the world for you. And what I'm really talking about is just people who get into a spot where, you know, that they feel like it's coming towards the end for them, you know, just getting to a spot that's just real bad. Well, you got to realize that a lot of people feel really down sometimes, and a lot of people just, you know, are very unhappy, and unhappiness doesn't last forever. You know, unhappiness is just something that is temporary. I mean, sure, you're going to feel unhappy again. You might feel unhappy for a long time. You might not feel as happy as you expect to feel. But what you have to realize is, no matter what, there's ups and downs. There's always ups and downs. No matter what, you're gonna have good times. You're gonna have bad times. That's just how it works. Your brain. That's how your brain functions. There's gonna be some times where your brain's real like, heck yeah, let's party all day because you're just feeling good. Then sometimes your brain's not wanting to party. But I don't know what I'm really saying. But yeah, just never get into a headspace that is like that you're the only one feeling the way you do. And not that, I mean, I keep saying this, not to you don't want to ever undermine your own feelings, but a lot of people feel the way you do, and so pretty much just like all you gotta do is try to get help. You know, seek help, go out. Because one thing that really helped me was over last spring semester, I actually went and started going to therapy. And therapy is interesting. Some people don't like therapy. Therapy is different for everybody. And I still have mixed feelings about therapy just because it's... I feel like a lot of things that happen in therapy are just like, yeah, I mean, of course, that I should not be thinking this way. I should be happy. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Like, everything's fine. But it's even though that you know that what the therapist is saying is true, that you shouldn't be feeling that way, and lots of people are like what I've been saying, lots of people also feel as sad as you're feeling, and just pretty much the therapist, a lot of times therapists like rationalize your feelings, but they know how to rationalize their feelings, and they know like what to say that can it does actually help. It's nice to hear people rationalize the way you're feeling, and to try to and kind of show that other people feel the way you're feeling. You're not alone in this battle. So what I have to say about that is everybody should be playing Binding of Isaac. It's a good game. It shows the ups and downs and the flow of life itself. But so far this run has actually been going really well. I think Monster's Lung is a pretty fun item. I want to say it's the best item though. It can be a little hard to use. As you see, it's making me take damage. It's not my bad skill that's making me take damage. It's this cursed item. This item's really just not helping me. Just kidding. I'm just doing bad. Is there anything else I want to do on this floor? I could get money from the blood donation machine, but we don't need to do that. So, yeah, I think we're ready to go to the next floor. And there's no reason to go for mom right now. I feel like mom would just kind of be. I mean, we can't go for mom. Or mother. We already didn't get the knife piece. But yeah, I feel like right now it's just a strange time, especially coming out of the pandemic and still being pretty much in the pandemic. It's just weird. It's hard to know what to do, and it's like, especially with like the people's futures, it's really weird to try to think about the future when we've just been in this weird pandemic bubble for the past forever. And it seems that we see that the people older than us, people who have been graduating college, are having hard times finding jobs, all of that. But I mean, that's just the pandemic. But it's fine. Life is good. That's what we all have to realize. Life is 10 out of 10. Life is fun. And you know what else is fun? Binding of Isaac. That's all you have to realize, is Binding of Isaac is our savior. It is it's what keeps us sane in life. Lots of people will never find out the greatness of Binding of Isaac, and that's going to be the downfall of our society. It should be a requirement that all people who are going for the candidacy as presidency need to have at least gotten Dead God on one save file. And basically what I'm saying is I should be president of the United States of America. Why? Because I would make sure that all of us were sponsored by Elgato. All of us had all of the required components to stream and to create content. Oh, thank you. Okay, that was a really big blast. I wanted him to blow up this rock right here, but I don't have the patience for... Ooh, I have the patience for that. He actually gave me the bombs I needed. It's nice. Yeah, and today I got a parking ticket, which, you know what? Getting a parking ticket, it's a real downer. It's the stupidest thing. So one thing I find so ridiculous in especially in American colleges, I can't really speak on non-American colleges, but it's just so stupid that you go to a university and you pay tens of thousands of dollars every year to attend this college. And so, okay, cool. You pay all this money to go to the college. They're getting all this money from you. Where exactly is this money going? No clue. And for the college I go to, we have this thing called a student fee for some reason that's applied on our tuition. So because I don't know if it's because I'm in the School of Engineering or whatever it is, we had to pay about $1,700. $1,700. Just randomly. It was the most random fee. And what was this fee for? The fee was just... It was pretty much what they said is to pretty much pay for light bulbs. It says it's to pay for just random like necessities and pay for like lab equipment and all of that. But the thing is, all of our lab equipment is the same stuff they were using last year, and nothing's changed on the campus. But where'd that guy come from? But yeah, you pay this tuition, you pay this weird student fee, but then you also, it's like, okay, I've paid all this money. Now I can drive to school and I can attend class. No, it's not that simple. You have to buy a parking pass. But this parking pass is pretty much the same thing as buying a Supreme Gucci collab, where there's only about 10 parking passes for every parking lot. So you buy this pass and you pay hundreds of dollars to park. So I pay about $750 a year to park at my campus, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm already paying tens of thousands of dollars to attend this campus, to attend this school. You're making me pay this weird student fee that's supposed to be paying for just my general dues. And then what else do I have to pay? I have to pay this stupid fee. What? Or I have to pay for a parking pass. What? What's this parking pass? Why is this on top of it? But what's really stupid is at the college I go to, the parking pass you get is so it's so ludicrous. you buy a parking pass, and you can park in one in one parking deck, or you can park in one parking lot. And none of these parking lots are that good. I mean, there's some parking lots that are better on some days, some parking lots that are better on other days. One thing that's really stupid about the School of Engineering is that the building that's the School of Engineering building is on one side of campus. On the exact opposite side of the campus is the building where all of the engineering professors and all the bioengineering department have their offices and have their labs. So we have our classes in the engineering building, and then the entire opposite side of campus. This is not even an exaggeration. If you I go to George Mason University. I wear my George Mason stuff enough. I don't really care if people know where I go to school. But if you look at the map, you'll see that the engineering building is on the on one side of the campus, and then this building called Peterson is on the very other side of the campus. So if the school is a big rectangle, then they'd be on opposite sides. The opposite side's on the long way, not the short way of the rectangle. And why am I taking so much damage right now? I'm not doing so hot, apparently. Okay, but we get some speed, which is cool. And I do want to go down here. So I want to go get some more health if I can. But pretty much all the reason I'm telling you about how far away these buildings are is that none of the parking lots are in good spots. So pretty much if you buy a parking pass for one parking deck, cool, you're close to one building. But then half your class is on the other side of the campus. And so I bought this pass for a parking deck. And it specifically said in the rules for the parking deck pass is that you could park in the general parking lots, which makes sense. The general parking lots have more space than anybody needs. Yet, whenever you go into these parking decks, this is big brain place. Yet, whenever like you buy your parking pass, you find out that actually it doesn't allow you to actually park in general parking. So I got a ticket because you can only park in general parking after like 4 stupid stuff. And I was all pissed off. I was like, this is so stupid. So I'm gonna appeal the ticket because I know where the document is that they show that they have the wrong rule labeled that you could park there with that parking pass. I'm also going to change my parking pass because I park in the general lot every single day. There's no reason for me to park anywhere other than the general parking lot because I only have class. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is stupid. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know why I was doing that. I could have just pressed that button. Even though my classes are on opposite sides of the campus on all days, my first class, every single day that I have class, is in one building on one side of the campus. The thing is, I bought a parking pass for the opposite side of campus. And so the general parking lot, which always has lots of spaces open, is right there. And so I just have been parking there for literally a month and a half. Never got a ticket because my understanding was the rule was I could park there. And I parked in the furthest spot away. The furthest possible spot away from anything. It was the furthest spot back. Anyways, it's stupid. I got the ticket. I just think it's so stupid that you have to pay so much money. It's a $50 ticket. So let me go back over this math of how colleges like to make you pay for stuff. So I pay tens of thousands of dollars a year for tuition. So yeah, cool. I also pay in that tuition thousands of dollars in this random student fee that nobody really knows what it's for. Literally nobody knows nobody knows exactly what it's for and why we have to pay $1,800, $1,700 a semester to pay the student fee. Then we have to buy each year $750 in parking passes. But then you park in a parking spot that there's more than enough parking spots in this area. Then I have to pay $50 for a parking ticket. This is ridiculous. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. I don't understand. Like, I think the educational system of colleges and private institutions is one of the most ridiculous things ever. So if you live in an area where your college education is either free or is not as expensive, I envy you. And if you're in an area that, you know, doesn't make you pay stupid parking, I'll send you. And it's not like it's as simple as I ride a bus to school. I live 45 minutes away from my campus. I live so far away from my campus. It's anywhere from like 35 to an hour, depending on traffic. It's stupid. But nobody lives near me. I can't carpool. I can't, you know, do anything that makes it any easier. It's ridiculous. I think what we need to do is stop college education. All it's doing is frying our brains and making us stupider. Also, I think I'm going to plan on using Eden's Soul at some point in the future. That's not now. Probably whenever I get an angel deal. If I ever get an angel deal again. Okay, what am I doing? I feel like I am playing as bad as I possibly can right now. Which, you know, is that an issue? No, not an issue at all. Do I have enough speed for this? I have enough speed to die. Oh my gosh. If I really need to, I'll probably just pop Eden's Soul in the treasure room. But we do have regeneration, so I'm pretty fine. I think we can fight all the bosses with no issues. I really think, I've talked about this before, about the idea that damage doesn't scale in Isaac is kind of just one of the weirdest things. Because it's kind of stupid that bosses at some point are honestly easier. Oh my gosh. Bosses are easier than like just regular enemies. It's a true fact. Bosses are easier than regular enemies because you know how to predict any boss's movements. You know what to expect. Then with enemies can spawn like 27 different configurations. It's like a transformer. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's cube. And so you try to go solve this. You go into a room and try to solve it, and you just can't figure out what you're supposed to be doing. You don't know what's happening. Oh my gosh! Don't hit me, spiky ball. Okay, good. We get, I think it's every like 50 seconds or something like that, we get regeneration. So if you actually stay in a room long enough, you can just passively get health, and so you can just do that. But I feel like, yeah, you definitely take a lot more damage from enemies because it's a lot harder to dodge mass rooms of enemies than... Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to get something good. But we got a 35% increase from that guy blowing up? What the heck? You know what? I'm not going to complain. I think that's good. I think that's really good for us. And this should be a secret room. No, it shouldn't be. I lost my magic, guys. My magic of finding secret rooms. Okay, don't drink water when going into shops, because shops aren't always shops. Okay. I like how we have really OP items, but I'm still failing right now. I don't know. I've just been playing Isaac so passively lately. I have no fear of death. And I should probably have a large fear of death right now. Oh, we're only on Gehenna 1. How did I not realize this? Okay, don't throw the stupid tear bomb at me. I hate this. Okay, easy win. And we get an angel deal. Thank you. Papa bless, game. Papa bless. And we'll actually get a real shop next floor. Ooh, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Finally, we're getting some good stuff in this game. 15 damage with homing shots and booger tears. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what? I will say it's not the best item ever, though, with Monstro's Lung. It does make our shot speed go down significantly. Hey, but we get a Horf pill. I'll take bombs. Bombs are key. It's probably better. But I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place with my topics today because I don't want to. I know people like what, or some people are saying they like when I just talk about, just talk about what I'm feeling. But at the same time, whenever I talk about what I'm feeling, sometimes it's not the happiest topics. And as I said, I want us to have fun. I want us to have fun when I'm playing these games. And I think it's fun when I talk about my parking ticket and how much my school is just siphoning money out of my wallet. And on an even more exciting note, I bought some new. I did something kind of stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I bought 2 mice. 2 mice, not 1 mice. 2 mice. Now, why did I buy 2 mice? Well, I bought the Glorious Model O wireless. If you guys don't know Glorious, I don't know Glorious either. But it's this company that sells mice, and it seems pretty legit. And so I've heard a lot of good things about Glorious, and you know what? That's actually kind of sick. A higher tier rate's awesome for us. But I've been needing a new mouse because all I have is this old Razer one that's gross and I hate it, and the sides have fallen off, and you know it just half the time I don't know if it's the wires damaged or what's wrong. That's sick. That's awesome. I don't know if there's something wrong with the wire, what there's issues with, but sometimes it just doesn't work. It literally just doesn't work, and it will stop working for a second, and I'll have to just wiggle it around forever. And I didn't realize how bad this issue was until Tony was over a couple weekends ago trying to take a quiz on my computer, and every time she tried to move the mouse, it stopped working. I didn't realize I've gotten so used to this issue that I've just figured out the way to make it not bother me. And so my mouse is literally non-functioning. And this is one of the big reasons why I haven't been playing FPSs for a long time. I've said that I wanted to play FPSs, but literally when I try to play FPSs, my mouse gets stuck pointing one direction all the time, so consistently, that I just can't play. I just can't play anything like that. And so there's just been an issue that I've kind of just like decided not to do anything about. And have I been making money off of YouTube? Have I been making enough money to buy a mouse, a new mouse, something that just lets my computer function? Yes. Have I waited forever to upgrade? Yes. I don't know why. Listen, don't ever ask me why I do the things I do, because I can never answer those questions. I am kind of dumb. But I ordered the Glorious Model O wireless, but the Glorious Model O wireless is not the mouse that I wanted to buy. Okay, I hate myself. I wanted to get my Angel deal. It's not the mouse I wanted to buy. So I also ordered the Glorious Wireless Model D, but that one's on pre-order because it's their new one. It's the ambidextrous, not ambidextrous. It's the ergonomic mouse. And so the Model O is ambidextrous, and the Model D is ergonomic. So what's the difference between ergonomic and ambidextrous? Ambidextrous means that it's completely symmetrical. So no matter if you hold it left-handed, right-handed, it's going to be fine for your hand. It's going to fit your hand no matter what. If you use an ergonomic one like this mouse, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see that it actually has a hump closer to the left side. And so that way your finger that is your main clicking finger is actually higher, your hand is positioned, it's supposed to be more comfortable for you. But the thing about ergonomic ones is their dominant hand dependent. So somebody who's left-handed can't use a right-handed ergonomic mouse. And so I really wanted the Model D, but it was on pre-order, and it says it could take 6 weeks to ship. I also didn't know what color of mouse I wanted. And so they have white and they have black. But the thing is, right now with my setup, I didn't think that white or black, it really didn't matter which one I got. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something smart. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy, big brain, I'm going to buy the Wireless Model O in white, because I don't think I want white, but I still really like white mice. I just don't think white mice are the best things ever. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So I bought that one in white, and I got the Wireless Model D in black. And so I'm pretty happy with my decision. I think what I decided to do was top tier, but at the same time, did I buy a completely extra mouse and maybe waste money? Yes. But you know, it's actually something that I'm planning for. It's something that could work to my advantage. So the reason why I decided, another reason why I decided to do that is because I might start, if I do start streaming more seriously ever, which I mean I already have been streaming decently seriously. Also, I probably should have waited to take that. I'll probably switch to doing a dual computer stream, because I do still have my old computer that my first computer that I built, which is a 970 with like an i5. not the best computer. I probably would have to upgrade a few of the components. But I already have a computer that has a decent graphics card, a decent processor, something that I could stream off of with not many difficulties. Probably shouldn't dual stream off of it, but you don't need that strong of a computer to dual stream. Just because the actual computer that's dual streaming is not actually processing anything. It's just kind of taking in a video input and displaying it. It doesn't have to be doing too much. So, actually, I don't know. I need to look more into it. But basically, if you do a dual computer stream, what you have to be able to do is have a mouse that controls the other computer. That way you can, select things and, change things around and actually be able to utilize your second computer. Because if you don't have a mouse and a keyboard for your second computer, it doesn't work. So I was thinking, you know what? If I have an extra mouse, I can use that if I ever want to. For that reason right there. I feel like, what am I doing right now? I know I could just go to the dice room. I'm using the Emperor card. I'm a baller. Okay. Ooh, that was a crazy dodge. I don't exactly know how that was a dodge right there, but I liked it. But I kind of also I went on a spending spree today, which I'm somebody who doesn't like to spend money. As much as I mean, I like to spend money, and I also don't like to spend money. I like to spend money on stupid things. But there's just, I've been stressing out of like what I want to do, because I was like, maybe I want to buy a VR. At the same time, like, I probably shouldn't, I could just, I don't know what I want to do. And then I'm like, you know what? I just need to buy things that I've needed for a while. Like, I need a new mouse. As you guys can hear, like, you guys can definitely tell that my old mouse is very much not suitable for anything. It's just completely, it's useless. So I really need a new mouse, so I bought the new mouse. Another thing that I've been meaning to get for a long time, because I have Sennheiser HD 6XX headphones, which means that I'm bougie. They're bougie. They're real bougie. But basically, the Sennheiser 6 HD 6XXs. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Ooh. I think I'm gonna. Should I reroll? Nah. I can't reroll. I can't reroll, guys. I can't reroll. I have Diplopia. I want to be able to use Diplopia in the future. We are gonna go to Satan. But basically, these headphones have an impedance of 600 ohms. So basically, what that means is that you need to use an amplifier to get the cleanest, most undistorted sound. And the reason why they have high impedance is so that you can amplify them further. It's pretty much impedance. All that means is that your headphones are a big old resistor. They can pass through signal, and they can pass through this really big crazy signal, and it'll kind of work as a filter. Kind of. This is just the most inaccurate, worst description of it. But pretty much, you can put a bunch of power into it, and you can get clean signal out. And that's really good. That's really good. But the thing is if you get these headphones with really high impedance, if you don't use an amplifier, you're not going to get the sound quality that you want. The sound quality that you're really paying for. And so these headphones were about $200. $200 is not cheap, right? So it's like, okay, why are you buying a $200 pair of headphones that doesn't work? Well, really what you're doing is you're buying a pair of headphones that are completely customizable. You can tailor the experience to what you want. So you can buy different DACs, you can buy different amps to power them, to amplify, or to just run them. So I decided to buy this IFI amplifier that's specially designed for the Sennheiser HD 6XXs. Because I've needed an amplifier, and I wanted an amplifier because, I bought these headphones a long time ago with the purpose of buying an amplifier when I had the money, and pretty much I just never did. Now, do I need an amplifier? Not really. Nobody needs an amplifier. They work perfectly fine with my computer, because my computer actually, they work fine with what I have. You can run any headphones with any impedance. off of anything. Like you can plug these headphones into a phone, and they still sound fine. The point is that they don't sound as you're not reaching the sound quality that they're meant to have. Oh gosh, that was a lot of damage. I'm gonna take this health. I need it. And so I bought an amplifier today. It was like the Iffy. It's from Drop. My headphones are also from Drop. And so, you know, I was just balling out today. I was like, you know what? I deserve this. Nice. Big brain plays. We don't have to lose any health if we just do this. If we find another Guppy item, I can get Guppy. But I know Mom's Knife is kind of lame. The thing is, if you have it with Monster's Lung, you actually shoot out a bunch of knives. And since we do have Sacred Heart, we have a lot of homing, so we can hit a lot of things much easier. I don't know why I'm going the direction I'm going right now. This is actually kind of useless, but we could get some items. Halo Flies is awesome. So I bought that today. I bought a new desk mat because even though I got this desk mat that I currently have not that long ago, I kind of don't like it. The thing is, it's gray, and all my stuff, my keyboard's all gray. And so I decided to get this one desk mat that I saw a long time ago that's been out of stock forever. That is space themed, because I love space. If you guys can't tell, I love space. And so I bought this cool desk mat off of Drop at the same time, and it's a really cool space theme, and it's black and white. And I just thought the black and white look would look a lot better. And it might sound like, I don't know. It sounds weird of me talking about all the stuff I'm buying. I'm not trying to flex on anybody. I'm really not. I'm just talking about my purchases because I want to rationalize what I've done. But yeah, that's pretty much what all I bought today. I'm probably gonna buy a Stream Deck and a new capture card as well, because I do want to buy something that I can use to, if I ever want to capture console gameplay, or if I ever do want to dual computer stream, having a capture card will allow me to dual computer stream. So I'm probably going to get the Elgato HD 60 Pro, whatever it's called. That way I also don't have a 4K cam link. I'm currently using my brother's, and I don't want to steal that forever. So I want to buy something that I can use to, you know, have my own stuff and not be a leech. I also want to get a Stream Deck just because if I ever do start streaming a little bit more seriously. And as I said, I know I've already been by streaming more seriously, I mean trying to get like a more professional looking stream and all of that. I'll have the resources to do that. And Stream Decks are really cool because what they do is they allow you to set up like macros kind of. And so they allow you to do cool transitions. So if you ever watch bigger Twitch streamers or any other Twitch streamers who have a better setup for Twitch or for streaming, if you ever see like a cool transition, the only way you can do those is by having a Stream Deck. And you don't have to have an Elgato Stream Deck or anything like that. You just have to have the software that allows you to have those macros. But the Stream Deck is just it's what people, I mean, it's just kind of like the standard that people use nowadays. There's not many other Stream Deck competitors that people use, I feel like. So, I don't know. I feel like I've been all over the place this episode. I don't know. I feel it's okay to be all over the place. Ooh, are we going to get Beelzebub? We did get Beelzebub. Nice. I could do a victory lap. Just kidding. I'm not going to do a victory lap. I will go fight Stan. And if we do get a Delirium portal, I will fight Delirium today. This is a really good setup, and we do a lot of damage. Just throw a little bomb at him. Oh, nice. No victory lap. And let's go fight Mega Stan. Yeah, I mean, so far, Sacred Heart, I mean, Split Shot does, I think, work with the knives. But we have Split Shot, 120 volt, Monster's Lung. We have a lot of really good stuff. I really like Mom's Knife. I feel like Mom's Knife is a little bit boring sometimes. But on this run, it just secured that we could have a little bit more fun. We could go to Delirium if we really want to. Makes me feel a little bit more confident about my life. So part of me doesn't want to go to Delirium because it does scare me a little bit. But if we get Delirium Portal, I feel like I need to go to Delirium. We also, since we have a Halo of Flies and we have Big Fan, we have a lot of protection from tears. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I like this. Ooh, nice. Dirty Minds. But I don't know. I feel I don't know exactly what's happening right now ever. My brain hurts all the time because I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. I had my first exam today of the semester, and it went okay. I want to say it was the best exam I've ever taken, just because I didn't study as much as I needed to. I probably studied about 10 minutes for it, which study more than 10 minutes, guys. Study a lot more than 10 minutes. But I do think I still got an A, and it was my neuroscience class, and I've already taken a lot of physiology courses and other just courses. I've taken a biology course, a physiology course that's covered action potentials and the whole process of the voltage-gated channel, ion channels and ions and membrane potentials and all that stuff that talked about action potential. I've done that before in other classes. And so I felt pretty confident that I knew what I was doing. So I didn't feel like I needed to study that much. I also paid attention in class. So, but don't do what I do. Don't ever do what I do. You need to do as well as you can on your tests. So study hard. Study real hard. I do want to damage up real quick. I want Guppy if we can get Guppy, and Mom's Knife I don't think would really stack that well. But I want to start streaming more. It's just once I get to the weekend, which honestly my weekends are really long. I pretty much don't have class Thursday through Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no class really. So I might start streaming on Thursdays and Fridays maybe. I don't know. Pretty much if you want to know when I'm streaming, just look out in the Discord because I try to announce it whenever I'm going to stream. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I've been planning out my new big video. I've been just trying to figure out what to do. I'm not behind in my classes. I'm just like, I haven't been progressive. I've not been actively trying to make sure I stay as on top of my work as I need to. I'm not behind, but I'm not on top of my work. So I need to do my work better. I don't know, guys. My brain is just not functioning right now. I promise that I'm going to start recording these at better times. I'm going to start being a little better with my timing. That way I'm not like brain dead when I record these. It's just I needed to record an episode for tomorrow. Not needed to. I wanted to record an episode for tomorrow, and I wasn't going to be able to fall asleep for a while. And I didn't want to have to take my sleep aid like immediately after I just woke up, and I don't know. I wanted to do this. I wanted to have some time that I was actually awake and doing things other than sleeping. So, yeah, I wanted to record this episode. But I knew I needed to record this episode. Wanted to record this episode. So, I woke up, and I mean I'm still in like that brain fog. Whenever you wake up, it's real weird. You know what? I'm confident in my abilities. We can fight Delirium. Is this going to be risky? Heck yeah. Okay, so. Oh, I do have Dirty Minds. So technically, if I want to, we do have infinite generation of poop. Infinite poop generation hack. Very cool. Oh, man. If I stand right here, am I safe from taking damage? Nope. Okay, you know what? I don't trust myself enough. Our infinite poop generation was a cool idea until I messed it up. My bad, guys. You have a lot of damage. We just need health. Once I get some more health, we should be pretty spicy. Pretty on top of everything. And the reason I took Cracker Jack Fortune Cookie. It's because it actually does help us out a lot. It gives us a lot of soul heart health. It's a really OP item actually. It's better than Book of Revelations because it has a shorter charge time. It also doesn't make it so you get Horsemen. Of course, you don't always get your soul hearts from it, but you get soul hearts a lot of the time from it. It's kind of a really good item. I don't know why I don't take it more. Book of Revelations does not. It's honestly, Book of Revelations sucks compared to this. Book of Revelations does get you an increase in your devil deal chance or your angel deal chance though. So maybe Book of Revelations is kind of good. Oh, I keep forgetting I have flying. I'm a little stupid sometimes. Ooh, don't take my health away. Thank goodness you didn't take that. Okay, thank you for not being the boss. Ooh, Pandora's box. This doesn't get us anything good on this floor. Yeah, I don't think it got us anything actually. Oh, I'm stupid. I should not have used that in this room. The I'm Drowsy pill is the most OP pill to take against delirium. What it does is it makes it so everything in the room is super slow. I mean, you're also a little slower, but it makes it so it's really hard for delirium to telefrag you. And telefragging is the worst. If you guys don't know when people say the word telefragging, what they mean is pretty much they teleport and hit you. So delirium will like pretty much spawn on top of you and do damage to you. What's really happening is delirium just spawns really close to you and does some damage, and it seems like delirium's just on top, like spawning on you and doing damage. It's just delirium moves really fast, and the game tries to make it so he doesn't spawn on top of you, but what that does is makes him spawn slightly like away from you, which what that causes is him to basically spawn in your path that you're moving. Really wacky. But I'm Drowsy makes it so everything's so slow that you can move a lot more slowly and a lot more confidently and be a lot better off. If you have an I'm Drowsy pill and you need to go for delirium, honestly carry it with you for the entire run. No joke. If you carry it with you for the entire run, it kind of does make delirium a free win. But we don't need free wins here. We need fun wins. Ooh, Blackheart. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go grab Petrified Poop because we have Dirty Minds. We now can have more trinkets, and I need to make sure I'm destroying all the poop for any reason, such as maybe getting money, because money is super helpful right now. Money could get us anything from more money to a couple more cents. Just kidding. Money absolutely does nothing for us unless we get money equals power, which it probably won't. Probably really won't get us money equals power. Okay, speed down. We do not want speed down. Very much do not want that. That was a quick kill. 22 damage with Mom's Knife is absolutely insane. Because Mom's Knife is kind of weird. Because I don't know if it does tick damage or what exactly it does. But whatever it does, is it just does a lot of damage. It does your damage a lot of times in a second. It's like, that's pretty much what it does. That's the best description I have for it. It goes, Mom's Knife goes brr. That is an accurate description right there. Ooh, and we got Magic Finger, which is really good. Or Finger. So anywhere we point does damage. I like that. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of ghosties. Watch out, ghosties. Ew, no, not the luck down. That's lame. Man, I've been really craving just the most random food lately. Like, there's random points where I'm like, I want some really sour food. I got this big bag of gummy bears, and I realized how much I don't really like gummy bears. Gummy bears are really good, but they don't really satisfy like my need for something sweet, because they're not exactly like sweet, and they don't satisfy my need for something sour when I want something sour. So they're kind of just very disappointments of candy. I don't know. Do you guys like gummy worms? Or not gummy worms, gummy bears. I really like sour candy. Like, if the candy can make my tongue bleed, it is doing something right. Doing something very right. Yeah. And I don't know. I've been thinking about what I want to do with my college career. And I think what I want to do is become a superhero. Not gonna lie, if I could just become a Spider-Man, I think that'd be a pretty cool career path. So I'm actually transferring to vigilante justice systems. How cool would that be if there's actually vigilante courses? Ooh. Reverse Empress does give us a range up. Oh, this gives us the Maggie effect. I thought this was the one that gave us Bone Hearts. Which one gives you Bone Hearts? I don't know. I don't even know what I even just took. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I wish superheroes were real. At the same time, I'm glad superheroes aren't real, because then there'd be super villains, and then there'd be people just, you know, just like shooting laser beams outside. And so that'd make things scary. But the cool thing about superpowers is that means I might have a superpower. The scary thing is if you have a superpower, you have an obligation to protect people. Not that I wouldn't want to protect people. I would want to protect people. My only concern is I don't want to get hurt. But I would get hurt in place of somebody. And if you guys, ew, what the heck? There was like thick water. I think that might have been like a booger. Ew, that's my own booger. If you guys are new here, you guys need to know that I am the world's biggest fan of Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man with a passion. I dressed up as Spider-Man for pretty much every Halloween growing up. There was not a Halloween that I was not the boy wonder. Who's the boy wonder? I don't know. Anyways, I love Spider-Man. What my brother and I would do sometimes is, since I had a Spider-Man costume, I could wear it whenever I wanted to. So my brother and I would have like these tiny little flashlights that we probably got from some you know how whenever you go to like some office, they sometimes have those like little goodies that are just like random cheap things that are mass produced, like those mass produced little flashlights. We had some of those. And so what happened is I would put on my Spider-Man costume, and you know, of course, when I bought my Spider-Man costume, I made sure to buy the Spider-Man costume that was padded with fake muscles, because 5-year-old me was not yoked yet. Like me now, I'm absolutely ripped. Can pretty much lift more than half Thor Bjornsson, also known as the Mountain from Game of Thrones. And I would put that costume on, and my brother would sit against one wall and shine lights behind me so that my big muscly shadow would be up on the wall, and I would dance around the room. Such good times. We were literally just living life to the fullest. And I don't know exactly how we got so much health and why Delirium is being such a booger right now. But yeah, I'll try to point it out, but you can see that Delirium teleports a lot. And so telefragging is just when he teleports and he happens to hit you and you don't have any chance to dodge it. So, like right there, if I was running away fast enough, I could have gotten telefragged pretty easily. And the easiest way to get telefragged is to have high movement speed, because the game doesn't account for your speed and the direction you're moving. It just accounts for where you are. And so Delirium will try to teleport close to you without being on top of you, but if you're moving fast, he can teleport to a spot that is pretty much on top of you because you're moving in that direction. And he can also just pop around and shoot things. You know what? I'm just going into chariot mode. This is too easy. I could just tank. Yeah, I'm just tanking. Can I tank without dying? I feel like I might not want to tank without dying. I think I might die if I try to tank, actually. Never mind. I'm not going to die. But yeah, that's what my brother and I would do. For sometimes just random nights, I'd put my little Spider-Man costume on. I would dance around with my big old muscly shadows. And it was some of the best times I ever had. Not going to lie. Not going to front. And that right there was win number 91 in a row. I feel like this is now the new record for the most incoherent I've ever been. I was all over the place. I kind of tried to stay on a steady path for my tales. But I love Spider-Man. If you love Spider-Man, I love you. And yeah, that right there is going to be the episode. If you guys did like that video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate when you guys do that. Also join the Discord if you haven't. If you've gotten to this point in the video, you're probably already subscribed. You probably already liked. You probably insta-liked when you got here. You're probably already in the Discord. I know that the Discord's not the most active, but you could change that. We could change that. And my hair's all weird. Anyways, that's the end of the video. So as always, guys, it's been Priets. Peace out. Bye.